They're the cheapest. They're the fastest. Seem to have the best quality and service. They have better payment terms. They have all the options. When you look at it this way, then it makes it very easy to make the decision. And the only thing that I ask of you is to not ignore this information. So getting into this sheet, you're going to compare your current vendor in terms of price, lead time, quality, service, payment terms, options, and whatever other criteria is specific to your business if it's not already listed here. And you're going to compare your vendor in those categories to 3 new vendors. Now, why 3? Everything that we do here at Profit Guys is rooted in experience. Nothing is pulled out of thin air. Well, simple. If you pull one quote, you don't know if it's high or low because you don't have anything to compare it to. If you pull 2 quotes and one is high and one is low, you don't know which one's wrong. Is the low one wrong or is the high one wrong? But when you pull 3 quotes, then you usually are able to find some sort of a base or foundation to say, okay, these are where, the average lies, and then somewhere here is an outlier. If you got one person quoting at $1 and 2 people quoting at $5, well, the $1 one might be something's up with that, right? Why are they quoting so low? Did they fully understand the request? Is there something, is there some issue here? Go back and look at the information again, discuss with them, and make sure they fully understood it. Same thing on the other side. If you get 2 people quoting at $1 and one's at $5, are they overcharging? Did they fully understand the request? And either way, make sure that you go back and if something like that happens, and make sure the vendor understands. But most often, you want to discard the outlier. If somebody is way too expensive, they're just expensive usually. They're just overcharging, or they're just some sort of a middleman. Or if somebody's very cheap and they did fully understand the request, that scares me because most of the time that ends up biting you in the butt. You don't want to go for the option that is way cheaper than the whole rest of the market. You're going to find out the hard way why they are. Now, getting into this, the way that we set up the sheet, in the top left corner, put the product name that you're comparing. Then in the first row, you're going to put the price. So let's say your current vendor is $5. And let's say the new vendors you've gotten quotes from, one was $7, the other one was $6, and vendor 3 was $4.50. Okay. Now, I'm not a spreadsheet wizard. I intentionally keep things simple. They don't have to be complicated to be effective. There are definitely people out there who can make fancier spreadsheets than me. But there's a little magic for you. It's going to highlight the cheapest option in terms of price. It just helps to visualize when you're comparing them. Lead time, put this in days. Maybe your current vendor is at 30 days lead time. Maybe vendor 1 was also 30 days, vendor 2 was also 30 days, and vendor 3 was 25 days. Okay, so in this row is going to highlight the fastest option. Quality rating on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. Now, let's say you rate your current vendor at an 8. Okay, not bad. Vendor 1, 2, 3, these are new vendors. You haven't fully worked with them, but maybe you've received samples from them just for reference. Whatever that you have that you can use to base a rating on, just do that. Because in terms of making a decision, until you've ordered from them, that's all you have. So use the samples that you've collected or what you've seen from their website, their products or catalog. Use whatever you can to try to come up with a quality rating here. So let's say this looks comparable to your current supplier. Vendor 2 maybe doesn't look quite as good, and then vendor 3 is a 9. Wow, they're looking really good, right? Service rating, same thing. 1 to 10, 10 being the best. Let's say, it's an 8 from your current vendor. And this I would base it on how easy has it been dealing with them? Do they get back to you with a quote very quickly? Have they seemed overall pleasant? Whatever that you can use to rate their service, do that here, okay? How willing and eager and friendly and professional do they seem to be working with? So let's say this one's also an 8, also a 7, and then also a 9. Payment terms. This is, let's say, net 15 with your current vendor. So they want you to pay after 15 days. Let's say vendor number 1 is net 30 and net 30 and net 30. Okay. This one doesn't highlight. Sorry. And options or availability. This is basically like, do they have all the options that you need? This is kind of more of a notes section. Try not to be too long-winded. Keep it concise. But let's say they don't have black or whatever it is, right? Like whatever pertains to your product. often out of stock of leather. I don't know, right? Whatever. I'm just making up some imaginary product right now. And then so make similar notes across all of these. Maybe this is like has all the options, keeps a large back stock on hand, right? So they're not going to run out of stock. Availability is good. And maybe this is like has everything plus three distribution warehouses. Oops, sorry, warehouses full, whatever, right? So these notes again help you to compare. And then if you have additional criteria that pertains to your product, then add that here and compare those things. Now, if you lay this sheet out and you find that there are other options in the market that are just better and that are worth making the transition, do it. Go through the little bit of work, go through the transitional period, and you will come out on the other end with a healthier business and healthier profits. And this is something that we love to help our clients with. We pull quotes from other vendors all the time, do the comparisons, and present these deals to our clients so that they can make the decision. We help you guys find the options and make the decision. So if you don't have time or if you'd like our help because it's just something that we're very good at, then reach out to us. You can email me directly, Raine, RAINE, at profitguys.io. All right. Best of luck with this and see you soon.